Up droids, we're doing it live. Another Randroids coding hour. We are going to talk about Flutter today, another cross-platform, multi-platform, whatever you want to call it. It's framework for mobile app development. This one is my pick, even though I have pretty much no experience in it. This is my pick. If you're doing a solo app, if you have to make an Android and iOS app and you only know Android, you only know iOS, or you don't know either one, choose Flutter. And that's because it's stable, it's been out long enough, easy to write in, it's modern language, Dart. It is got tons of public support or community support, including what they call packages. There's like libraries, plugins that do a lot of the native stuff you may want to do. So if you need to log in on iOS and Android, there's a package that does that for you. Depending on what device you're on, it will figure it out, sort of. Anyways, we'll get into that. The look and feel is not quite native. It is its own style, or to be fair, it tries to mimic native styles. So on iOS, they have a theming called Cupertino. On Android, they have a theming called Material. And so it tries to follow the same kind of design patterns of those platforms, but it's not actually using native widgets under the hood like you would see with React Native. Boo. Or I'm just kidding. Or KMP, Kotlin Multi-Platform. It's more like Compose Multi-Platform, which even that's not quite true because Compose Multi-Platform does use native Android widgets, just uses Compose material style on iOS. All right. Anyways, we're going to dive in. I don't know if you guys can see the thumbnail, but I ended up just creating a thumbnail for the stream saying thumbnail picture of my stream about Flutter, the theme of the app I am building is secrets. And I like this one. It's cute. So use that one. It can do text now. I just figured that out today. By the way, this is DALL-E 3 integration with ChatGPT. It's a plugin now. So when you start a new stream, just choose the plugin there. Which is weird because you can't get to the actual DALL-E 3 website anymore through OpenAI.com that I can find. So all my past generated images are just gone. I don't know. I don't want to dig into that. That's separate from this. But we will use some AI in the stream because that's the hotness of the moment. And why not? With that said, we'll also follow this guide, which I've already set up on a couple computers now. But this is the docs.flutter.dev/get-started/install/macOS. You could also do it on Windows probably. I'm doing it on macOS, of course. So you want to enable Rosetta, agree to the license. You want to actually download their SDK, which is just a zip. Just put a zip in a folder on your computer. I got mine in my development folder, just like they say here. And then you want to add it to your path. So path, and then you want to add the full directory to wherever you put the unzipped Flutter folder, which will have a folder in it called bin for the executables. Then they have this cool little element that's in that bin folder. So if it's on your path, you just call Flutter Doctor. If it's not on your path, you would go to this full path /bin/Flutter, then call Doctor. And I'll do that for you right now just to show you that I've already set that up. Actually, let me open a new terminal. I was working on something else last night, was going to go live, ended up being a big failure. That is Kotlin Multi-Platform. That's for another story. Maybe I'll tell you a bit about it on the stream if you're interested, but oh man, that setup is just painful right now. It's too early. All right, so this is mad about some things, so let's go ahead and fix those. It's saying there's new command line tools from, is that Android command line tools? Let's try it. Path to SDK manager -install command line latest. Okay, so I got to find my Android home. Let's go ahead and try that. Do I have Android home set up? Echo Android. This isn't default, but I usually set it up. Yeah, I did. Okay, so that is set up, and then the question is, does it have SDK manager in it? So do Android home / let's see what's inside there. Platform tools or platforms or SDK manager is not here, so it must be in platform tools. SDK manager, there's ADB, fast boot. It is not platform tools. I always forget where this one is. Is it in build tools? 3. Not build tools. It is. All right, we're going to have to. Okay, we're going to the OpenAI. I mean, obviously this is an easily Googleable thing, but I don't want to Google this. I want to ChatGPT this. So let's combine these windows. Okay. Where can I locate the SDK manager for Android? Let's see what it says. And while that's running, I'm going to check my audio and everything on Twitch and YouTube. In case you didn't know, I am on both platforms right now. If you're just joining, you haven't missed anything really, just been blabbing, but we're going to get into it on what this stream is all about. It's giving people a moment to join and setting up some tools, but don't worry, you haven't missed much. All right, so I'm going to my channel, if you don't know, and it's Randroid's Dojo on YouTube. So switching accounts, Randroid's Dojo. You want to go to live streams, or it's just currently showing right now. So click that. Let's get some echo going.
Don't worry, you haven't missed much.
All right, we're good there. How's the audio?
Randroid's Dojo on YouTube.
Good enough? Okay. And then, of course, we also want to try Twitch. I prefer YouTube, honestly. Keeps the whole VODs, though I could edit them and replay them or repost them, but I don't do that right now. All right, how do I... echo. How do I get the share link for this? It's because it's my channel. They don't give me the actual link, which is annoying. I don't want to report my own channel. I want a link to it. There we go. Share. Okay, one second. Share this. Tell your friends. Tell your mom. Tell everyone. Okay, and what else? All right, put settings one more person. Okay. All right, and then let me just check the Twitch and then we'll get going. Says I'm live. Can you hear me though? That's the real question. Watch. Live.
Can you hear me though?
Yes.
That's the real question.
All right. A little quiet. I could crank myself a little bit. Hopefully that's not too loud now. Let me know if it is. Okay, let's kind of restart here. So just chatting with ChatGPT until you guys show up. Let me go to my multi-stream. So in case you're chatting on not just Twitch, but YouTube, I could see that. Oh, it's read only. Okay. All right. It's saying my SDK manager is under SDK tools bin. Oh, Mac OS. It's on SDK tools bin or SDK tools. That's the same thing. All right. How come I don't see it? We're in the SDK. Are we not? Yeah, I'm in SDK. And there's no tools. All right. I've seen this before. I think the version that you install yourself doesn't necessarily have it. Or in Android Studio, SDK Manager. Terminal, just do SDK Manager. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work. Does not. All right, so we're going to do... I don't want to install the build tools again. Brew install Android install command, yeah, so CLI. Yeah, they recommend setting Android home, which I've done, and then go to tools, which is not there. Command line tools. Why is tools not there? Why is tools not there? Um, I don't want platform tools. I just want the tools. Why doesn't Android SDK come with tools folder anymore? Seriously. Sample problem observed on my side while loading after installing Android tools, system manager. Okay, so it says obsolete. I had this problem on Mac due to corporate proxy. Don't care. To fix the problem required. What's that have to do with proxy? Uninstall Android SDK, install it again. Just make sure that you have at least 5 gigs. That's not the problem either. Yeah, it's probably just in Android Studio, but I don't want to use that one. I don't want to use it. I've been uninstalling and reinstalling Android Studio. So why would I want to use... I guess maybe these might stick around. Let's see, is there tools in here? AVD, no SDK, no tools. Yeah, this is different. All right, let's see, where did this install to? Which Android? Okay, CD. How do I get there? CD. No, I don't want that. Where does it? So what are the name? What is the command? Is it just Android? Android SDK. So let's try that. Android SDK. Nope. Android. There we go. List targets, creativity, movie VD. I want tools. Can you give me some tools, creativity? Okay, we're gonna try one more time. I'm gonna use the beta Android Studio because the Android Studio I have. Oh, welcome. How come the sign isn't there when we're working? Oh, that's a special sign. Okay, that's my dojo sign, and we're not in the dojo during work hours. Okay, that comes later. All right, I'm just going down a rabbit hole if you're watching. So we're going to do some Flutter, but one thing I needed is I ran Flutter Doctor, and apparently my command line tools for Android are out of date. So I was just trying to fix that up, and we went down this rabbit hole. So Flutter Doctor, you can see that. But anyways, what are we going to do with Flutter? We already talked about in the beginning of the stream how Flutter is the one platform that I would use if I had to make an iOS and Android app myself. Someday it might be composed multi-platform, but right now it's just not it's not ready yet. It's alpha for iOS, and it's just overall the Kotlin multi-platform is only beta, and it shows. I don't know if you've tried to use it. It's a lot of frustration right now in the early days around the tooling. So as they get that stable, we're going to focus on Flutter. But I need the latest command line tools. So you in the chat, have you ever had this problem? I installed, Android Studio many times now on this computer, uninstalled, was troubleshooting stuff, whatever. And I have the SDK. I put it in my path. So I have SDK, Echo, Android, home. So I have the SDK, but I don't have the tools folder. It's like it looks like it doesn't come with the tools folder anymore by default. So I think I just need to get it from Android Studio. Don't tell me the preview Android Studio is failing to. Oh, this isn't the preview one. Okay, so yeah, Android Studio is unworkable right now on this M2. No matter what I do, it just stalls. I tried troubleshooting for hours yesterday, so I can't use it. It's too slow. I have to use, if you got any tips there, let me know. I couldn't find anything online about it other than like 5-year-old issues with Gradle and stuff. Like this particular issue on M2s with Android Studio, not the Canary build, just the regular one. It crawls. It's just, doesn't matter if it's synced. It's just, no matter what, it's gonna be slow on the start page even. So I didn't want to open that one. I wanted to open this one. This is the preview. This is not even, oh, this one is a Iguana, whatever. I think I have Iguana and Hedgehog installed. All right, from here, let's see if we can do it without opening the app. Probably not. Oh, maybe. SDK. Here we go. Let's see if we can get to the build tools from here. Because SDK is an unversioned download and the tools are versioned. Oh, well, shouldn't they be installed? So yeah, they're installed as part of Android Studio, but they're not in the SDK folder. They put them somewhere else now. Because if you Google this or ChatGPT this, it tells you they're in the SDK folder. They are not. So they changed this at some point. It's annoying. Okay, so it's downloaded, but it's part of the, you can get the latest emulator. What else are we missing? Yeah, so it's just, my Android home needs to be moved. Oh, here we go. It's this one that's missing. Okay, so they're not downloaded. This is build tools, sorry. Command line tools are not downloaded by default. So let me download them now. Yeah, go ahead. Agree. Done. Okay, so as long as it downloads them to what I put in my path as Android Home, I'm fine having to download them through the UI, whatever. Let's see if that actually worked. Hello, sorry to bother you. I want to offer a promotion. Okay, thanks, appreciate it. All right, let's see if it's here. No, where does it put them? If it doesn't put them here, oh no, command line tools. Okay, SDK Manager is for updating the command line tools, but it should actually, see, this was saying to update your command line tools, use the SDK Manager, but I don't have access to SDK Manager. I have to use Android Studio for that. Whatever, as long as I have command line tools, I don't really care how I got them. It's kind of annoying, but okay. So we're gonna go back to Flutter Doctor and make sure it understands that that one is fixed. Great. Oh, I have to accept some licenses. Okay, Flutter Doctor. Here we go. Flutter Doctor Android licenses. So this is all fine and dandy. This is solvable. The doctor is very helpful here. The Kotlin multi-platform also has a doctor, Kotlin doctor, or whatever it's called. So this part is always kind of annoying to set up. That's not a problem with Flutter or KMP. The problems with KMP, I won't even get into it right now. Okay, the only thing it doesn't know is my Android Studio version because I have both Canary and the regular one. It does see the regular one, which, as I said, doesn't work right now. It's completely borked on my M2. I installed everything, reinstalled, it's still borked. So what we're actually going to use is either the preview, which I think is failing for Flutter. So then we're going to have to go to my last resort, which is IntelliJ. So now that we've got the tools supposedly installed, let me show you the issue with Android Studio Preview, and then we'll jump over to, oh, actually it looks fine today. So normally I get a plugin issue. Maybe I uninstalled it. No, it's definitely, oh, Flutter is uninstalled or disabled. Yeah, maybe I disabled it. Let's see. Huh. Let's restart. It was unchecked, right? I'm not crazy. Looked like it was unchecked. There we go. See, that's why it was disabled, because you get an error if it's not disabled. Stefan's in the chat. Stefan, you love Flutter. How do I report this bug? I try to report it and it actually fails. It says exception in plugin Flutter. Do you want to disable? If I try to report to Flutter through create Flutter bug, it says submission failed. And it's probably just because it's the preview version of Android Studio, but I can't use the regular version, as I mentioned earlier. Completely borked, super slow on my M2. Don't know what's wrong with it. So don't want to waste another day troubleshooting this like I did last night. I'm going to open up IntelliJ. I pay for it. Might as well use the Ultimate Edition of IntelliJ. Why not? So Same thing here. You're going to want to install the plugins. Which plugins? Well, there's two, but you only need to install one, and the other one gets installed for free. Why is this not maximizing? Maximize. There we go. So go to plugins. Looks like I got some updates. Kotlin. That's for the Kotlin multi-platform. Maybe they fixed the bug I saw last night. Who knows? We're not going to try though. CodeGPT, I was messing around with it. Very cool plugin or website and plugin. Lets you upload files and it embeds them in a model so you can chat, and it will actually know your business knowledge because it will be reading your docs. Some limitations to it obviously are how many docs you can upload. Compose multi-platform. I'll just go ahead and update it, but that's not what we're using today. Flutter. Flutter needs to be updated, so we'll go ahead and do that one. This is going to update or install Dart. So Dart is the language. Oh, that's the other guy. Okay, just looking at chat. Sorry. Think of Dart as the Kotlin of Flutter, though it doesn't compile to Java or anything like that. It creates its own binaries. Cool. And then I have Flutter GPT installed just because I wanted to try it. It's going to give me some new context menu that might help us out because I'm a noob to Flutter. All right, I think everything's installed, or I guess there's one more thing. We'll go ahead and update that too, and then we'll restart. There we go. Cool. Let's get started. Okay, so let's talk about the idea for the app. Oh, no, that was too fast. We're going to create the new project, then we'll talk about the idea. Stefan, mine was borked earlier in the week. I uninstalled Android SDK and all Android studios and reinstalled it and fixed it. I swear I tried that. I'll try it again later. Okay. For now, we're going to use IntelliJ. So new project. Now that we have the plugin for Flutter, we'll see a little Flutter project. And it links to this nice getting started page, which I've already showed you. Boom. So run these steps as I did. Get the SDK. Put the bin on your path if you want, like I did. You can do Flutter Doctor. That will tell you what you need to do if there's anything that's missing. And that's pretty much it. Actually doing your first hello world. That's what we'll do next. Oh, you also need to set up Xcode, which can always be a bit of a pain. I am running the latest Mac OS. I think I have it set up, but I'm going to go ahead and try it anyways. This is asking me for a pin because I have one of those cool little not passkeys, what do you call them? Little fob that you just like tap or whatever to let it know you're here. And then you just have to put in a pin instead of your giant password. Okay, so did that actually install? Xcode build first run, and then Xcode licenses. Pretty sure I'd done this all at one point. Agree. So all this is like basic setup stuff you'll have to do if you're doing mobile apps. This is just a handy way to do it. Set up the simulator. Let me go ahead and do this. I don't know if I have it or not. All right, it's already downloaded. And then I can open a simulator with the command line. I always forget this command. I really need to remember it. Oh, you know what? I already was running one. This is the Kotlin multi-platform starter app, I believe. Or maybe it's Flutter. Is that Flutter? That might have been Flutter. Sorry. Let's look. No, this is the Flutter one. This is a counter app. This is Kotlin multi-platform KMP. So I did get it to build once, but it was off. Actually, how did I get it to build? I don't remember. Maybe I eventually got it to build. But yeah, I had a bunch of problems with different Gradle versions and different versions of Android Studio. Oh, and this is Xamarin from our past stream. If you guys watched that one, we did a Xamarin stream. Looked a bit into Maui. All right, we're going to start fresh though. Everything's uninstalled. We have the simulator open. What's next? All right, this is talking about deploying the app. I think we're good to go. It's talking about doing Android Studio. We already did this. Licenses. Okay, we're good to go. We're going to actually create the project now. Sorry, I keep teasing you. So we'll put this. So this is points to that zip folder that you unzipped your Flutter SDK early. And this is the name of your project. Our project, I was thinking about it. I was going to Google to see if this already exists. I was thinking about calling it something like Rumored or something like that. I'll tell you what the idea is. But if you got any ideas as we talk about it, let me know and I can change it. which chat do I read? I read the multi-stream one, which should be both Twitch and YouTube. But if it doesn't show up, if I don't see your chat, text me. No, I think I saw your chat. Okay, App Store. Rumored. Okay, I searched the word rumored in the App Store. Now don't go stealing my app name. Nothing popped up immediately. Now I'm going to search rumored on Google Play. That's right, I do wield. I have both. Sue me. All right. Searching rumored. Okay. It brought up some books and a better sleep app. Don't immediately see something called rumored. Could just be bad SEO, but nobody's written an app called rumored. That's a fact. We're going with it. Okay. Rumored. It's going to be a social media experiment that's going to end very badly. So that's the hint I'm going to give you right now. Oh, here we go. A social media experiment that, let's see, which this is going to end badly. Great. It's an application, so you can make a package. We'll talk about packages in Flutter in just a second. I don't know what a skeleton is. I don't know what an FFI plugin is. Flutter framework integration plugin. I don't know, I'm just guessing. A plugin or empty project. We're just going to go with an application. We're going to check Kotlin for the Android side, Swift for the iOS side. The platforms are going to be Android, iOS. I don't want Linux. I do want web. But if it doesn't work or if it's too much pain, I will drop web in a heartbeat. Do I want Mac OS? Do I get it for free? Stefan, do I get Mac OS for free? Like, do I have to do anything special to manage Mac OS? Should I keep it checked? I kind of wonder if I should check Windows. All right, we're going to leave Mac OS, but I'm tempted to not do that one. Really, the ones we care about are Android and iOS. Those are the ones I'll probably actually release. We'll see. If web is just drag and drop onto my website, then maybe I'll do that one too. Mac OS, eh. All right, getting started. We already looked at that. Project type. Okay, this all looks correct to me. Create project offline. Don't know why you do that. I guess if you're actually offline. And you would just use your cached stuff. In this case, I don't know what's cached. Okay, sorry, your message is coming a little late for me. Foreign function interface. So I was totally wrong on that one. Foreign function interface. That reminds me of oh shoot, what is that protocol that Google has? G something. Anyways, okay. And then you said yes, free, do it. Okay, Mac OS free. I'm just gonna keep Windows too. Maybe that one's not free, but we're gonna do it. Okay. Module name is rumored. I don't know if this should be capitalized or not. Content roots. Just gonna put it in the idea projects folder. Okay, let's just go. Yeah, invalid. Must be what, lowercase? Yeah, lowercase with underscores. I actually knew this already and I forgot. I suspected it too when I saw the module name. I was like, uppercase module name. I don't know about that one. I opened over here for some reason, but here we go. Rumored. Oh, you saw my README? Sweet. A social media experiment. This is going to end badly. Ooh, I'm going to publish this on GitHub for you guys too. If anyone wants to steal this app, go for it. I don't care. All right, this project is starting point for Flutter applications. A few resources to get you started. That's a lab. Maybe we should do that. Cookbook. Ooh, some useful samples for getting help started in Flutter. So what do we actually need to build? And then we'll look at some packages that might help us. This is just a rough idea of some of the things we need to do. We want to support iOS and Android at least. We want it to have Cupertino and Material versions of the UI. We talked about that earlier in the stream. If you missed it, I'll probably repeat it later. We want to have a login. We're just going to use Firebase data store. So some way of storing the rumors and definitely use Firebase. How to read them? So, or I guess we'll get back into that in a second. Ability to share a secret. So I'm thinking like original tweet size. I think those were 128. I don't remember. Whatever. 128 characters, plus or minus. Maybe we'll do less. I don't know. an ability to read a random secret once a day. So the once a day thing, I'm flexible on it, but even if we just show the same rumor for a week until we code the next feature, totally fine. I just wanted to pull down one rumor from the data store. And then that's what this ability to for the admin to select a secret of the day. So what does this even mean? What's the app idea? So the app idea is you have a text field. It says, tell me a rumor. And you type in that like a tweet. Like I heard that, what's something funny? I heard that, give me something funny about Bob. I heard Bob likes tacos. I don't know, whatever. Something stupid. You put it in there, and you can see how this is usually going to go off the rails pretty fast. Okay, but you type that in. Bob's like taco. I heard that Bob likes tacos. Cool. That goes up to the files, data store. That already is probably a problem because I'm imagining it's going to be linked to that user, but I want to be able to share it with anyone because the next part is after you put in something, it's going to give you a secret. Oh, that's one thing I didn't say before, but it's probably how it should be. So ability to read a random secret of the day after writing a secret. Yeah, that's it. So you have to give a secret to get one back. Obviously, you can cheat the system and put some BS in there, but maybe we'll build some features that say, hey, that's not a real secret. We'll analyze the text. I don't know. Keeping it simple to start. But what secret do you get back? So maybe someday it's like a secret from someone in your city or a secret or someone your age range or to wear women's socks. What? What's the context there? To wear women's socks. I think okay. All right, something like that, right? And then it at first though, we're not gonna have a lot of secrets, right? This is gonna be me putting in my first secret and then maybe one of you. So you should get mine, I should get yours in theory. But eventually we'll have a pool of secrets, and the question is, well, how do you choose what secret to get? Well, we probably have to have some system for tracking what secrets you've already seen, or maybe the whole community sees the same secret every day. I haven't quite figured it out, right? The thought was, well, we'd have some way of selecting manually, maybe for now, the best secret that came through that day. And then the problem is we need to respond as soon as you put in your secret. So we already have to have one ready. So like maybe the first secret is something that I put in, but Bob wears women's socks. Put that in as the default, right? So everyone puts in one secret today. They get that as the response, and they'll be like, "Who's Bob? This is weird." And then the next day, I can go in and pick one of the things that people submitted today as the secret for tomorrow, right? Just a manual process. Obviously, we're going to automate the heck out of this, but come up with some algorithm for choosing them. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a rating system. Oh, this rumor was inappropriate. We shouldn't show that to anyone, kind of thing. And that might have some tie-ins with AI, right? We might have some hot dog, not a hot dog algorithm that we put this text through, see if it's appropriate. You could see how this project could could branch off into more fun stuff. So, and it's very basic that we could get something today if I was able to write this fast enough. But as much as I talk, I doubt that. So that's the idea. I hope you're on board. Let's get started. First off, I like to jump into the test. What kind of test do we have here? So this is like a React test as far as I understand it. It's testing the widget. One thing you need to know, Stefan would kill me if I didn't say, widgets are like composables, but you may not know about those composables. They are not just UI. Widgets, composables, they really are two different libraries in composable. And Dart, Flutter, I don't quite know how it's broken down, but essentially they're functionality or UI that gets added into the tree, and there's a couple different trees. I don't know the ins and outs of it. Just know that there's like a render tree that renders these widgets when they have something to render, but there's also a tree that has data. It's like a data tree, or I don't know, Stefan correct me if I'm wrong, whatever it's called. But there's other things that go in the tree that are not just visual. Anyway, so those are widgets. This test though is meant to test in theory that something's on screen. Maybe not though. Let's see. So it says find text 0, and there should be one widget that has that text. Obviously that's visual, but I bet you there's a different kind of find that's not visual. Find this test tag, find this, I don't know, accessibility tag, whatever. There's probably things. Find this button, find this icon. Well, here's find by icon, right? So if you've done any kind of UI testing, you're probably familiar with this sort of way of finding things on the screen. Really, it's not on the screen, it's in the tree. So it's a small distinction, but if you ever get an error, you might see the tree printed out. Or sometimes you can get them to render the tree in a screenshot so you could see what it would have looked like if it did render. We won't go too deep down that. I'm just jumping over the place, but I just want to show you a quick test. So this is just testing some random widget of a counter that increments. And so you use widget tester, which comes from the Flutter library, I'm assuming. Import package Flutter material, import Flutter test. So I'm assuming Flutter widget comes from Flutter test. You only explicitly create the widget tree. Okay, so we create the widget tree, but there's 4 other trees. So there's a widget, render, element, and state tree. Wow, cool. Okay, we might need to learn more about that later, but you just create the widget tree. Everything else, magic. All right, you don't need to know that. This is your first time. Let's say this is your first time making an app. I don't want to go into the weeds too much, but if you're familiar with UI tests, let's just talk about it a bit. They expose this thing called pump widget, which on one hand I actually respect, because in composable tests, compose test, Jetpack compose test, it's always a little confusing. Is it waiting for the animation to finish? Is it waiting for the coroutine to return, or what's happening there? Like, how do I know that the thing I just did actually rendered? Or, you know, there's some asynchronous stuff, and there's ways of handling that in compose, but I just like the way they do it here. They just say pump the widget. Now in this case it's saying start this app, or render, you know, create the widget that's in this app. You do something similar in compose with set content, right? So that's just saying set it up. But then they use pump again later. So why are they using pump again later? Well, that's because you capped something which triggered some action, maybe an animation, maybe a screen change, whatever. And so you want a pump that tells it to regenerate the tree based on the newest state. Correct me if I'm wrong, Stefan, but that's essentially what it's doing. And we can read the docs because I'm notoriously bad at reading docs. But triggers a frame after duration. In this case, the default duration. What is the default duration? Doesn't actually say. Okay, here's a question. If it's optional and there is no duration, what is the default? Null? I guess it's null. Interesting. Okay, but yeah, it basically fakes, you know, jumping to the future to see what would the widget tree look like after some amount of time. This makes the framework act as if the application had janked missed frames for duration amount of time and then received a vsync signal to paint the application. For a fake async environment, typically in Flutter test, this advances time and timeout counting. For a live environment, this delays duration time. So I don't know where you would use this in a live environment. That's interesting. Okay. This is a convenience function that just calls pumps as another function. See also live test widget Flutter bindings from frame policy, which affects how the method works when the test is run with Flutter run. Cool. So we don't need to go into the underpinnings, but just understand if you take an action and it fails to update the tree, you may be missing a pump. Okay, so what does this test actually do? Let's run it. So we don't know what my app looks like. I kind of flashed it on the screen for a second, but we don't really know. So we know it passed. Okay, well, does it fail? What if I expected tacos? My favorite failure test. Okay, so if I expect tacos, it should fail. It did not fail. I am extremely disappointed. Do I need to rebuild? Why is this passing? Is this a bad test? Does the starter project come with a bad test? Oh, finds nothing. I'm waiting for the chat to catch up so you can be screaming at me. Let's see if you caught that. Yeah, never mind. So this is supposed to find nothing. So it is doing its job. It finds nothing. This one is supposed to find one thing. So now we should see a failure. That was funny. Yeah, sometimes you want to test that something is not on the screen or not in the widget tree. All right. Great. It said actually text finder 0 widgets with text tacos. Stefan's response. Yeah, I think it's like a 30-second delay. You said look at the assert. Yeah, exactly. So you caught up. Or I caught up. Whatever. One of us is out of sync. I'm pretty sure I'm in the future. Okay. Cool. So we saw a failing test. Does it print the tree when it fails? I would love for it to print the tree. I don't want to go too deep in the future. I would like to look into that and find a way to print the tree. Like, okay, if it wasn't one or it wasn't tacos, what was it? So I can see if maybe it didn't get some data. I don't know, whatever. But okay, what is one? Why is there a one on screen? Because it's a counter. So at first it expects 0. You hit the button, then it expects 1. So it must be counting when you press the button. Yay. All right, let's look at that and see if that's true. So this is Dart. You have a main function. It runs the app. What is the app? It is a widget. Nope, it's a class. Yeah, it's a widget. It's a stateless widget called my app. And ignore this. Override build. Okay, so each widget, or at least a stateless widget, has a build function. And so this is going to return a widget, and it takes a context. Okay, and it's going to return a material app widget. So we talked about how we're going to do, ooh, what happened there? I pasted something. Android and iOS styling. This is the Android version. We'll stick with Android for now. The title of the app, theme, data, and then I think I showed it to you earlier, but I'll run it for reals and you can see it. And then this is the iOS one still. There's a bunch of stuff to read here. I'm going to skip over for a second, but this is theme data. So you set up your color scheme and tell it to use Material 3, which is the latest version of Material. It does colors and transparency is quite different than Material 2. And then it sets your home page. So home page is another widget called My Home Page. My Home Page also, let's see, takes a title, and this one is stateful. So cool. So this one has some state. The state it has comes from this private because it's underscore, my homepage state. My homepage state is separated from the UI bits or the widget bits, I don't know what you would call it, and is in this state object. So this is a class that extends state, and it's generic or has a specific type, my homepage. My homepage is the widget. So you see how they connect, right? But the actual state is just an integer, also private underscore, that starts at 0, and then a function that returns nothing. It's called the increment counter, and that sets state. What state does it set? Well, this function takes a function. That's what this syntax here is telling us. The function takes no parameters, and when it executes, it increments ++ on that private variable. So increment counter sets the state to 1 more than it currently is, and there's also a build function. So we're seeing a pattern here. All widgets seem to have a build function, stateful and stateless. And when this builds, it returns a scaffold. Scaffold is something I'm familiar with from Android, from Compose. But let's see. So this. Oh wait, I'm sorry. We're inside the state. What am I looking at wrong? Why would the state return a widget? Oh, because widgets don't have to be UI. No, but it's returning a scaffold. Okay, hold on. Am I outside the curlies? No, I'm in the state class, and it builds a widget that has the scaffold, which has the app bar and the body of the page and all that. Okay, that's a little weird to me. Am I reading this right, Stefan? Why is the state building the scaffold? That seems odd to me. I'll let you type a response there. I want to move forward. But in the scaffold, you have the ability to set a floating action button. This is just like the scaffold in Material 3's Jetpack Composable, Material 3, whatever, and Android. But yeah, floating action button is just a little button that floats to the bottom right of the screen, and it calls a function when pressed. In this case, it's calling our private function increment pressed. Maybe that's why it's here, because it's a private function. I don't know. It seems weird. And then it also displays some text here. You have push the button. So it just has this little widget here that's just text. Right here's the text widget that displays the value of the counter. And there's some theming here. Don't really care about it. It's just the size of the text. Yeah, so the fab and this text, that's the only things on screen. So if I run this for reals like I did, where did it go? Must be simulator. There it is. Okay, so it looks like this. If I hit plus, it increments. You see your text, you see the counter, see the plus icon. Cool. Okay, so that's what it does. The test proves it does that. But how do we know it works on iOS and Android? Let's switch the platform. So right now we're running on iOS. Let's run on web. All right, waiting for connection to debug service on Chrome. Do I need to open Chrome or does it open for me? It opens for me. Great. All right, same app in web. Only difference is this one says that it's debug in the right corner. For some reason, the iOS simulator, nope, it also does. Okay, never mind. Cool. Web, iOS. Only thing missing is Android, macOS, all those other ones. But let's just do Android and, well, there's the macOS one. Might as well run that one first. They're all three running, by the way. Okay, here we got an answer from Stefan, our Flutter expert in the chat. He says, for a stateful widget, its contents is a function of the state, meaning it depends on the data in the current state. Its contents is a function of the state. Its contents is the function of the state. It depends on the data in the current state. I get that it depends on the counter state. So its contents is a function of the state. Its contents is a function. So its contents scaffold is a function of the state. True. It depends on the data in the current state. So the data here is needed by this widget here, the content. I agree. Yes. I still don't understand why it is nested like this. Seems counterintuitive to me, but I'll go with it for a second. Maybe if I see more examples of it, it will make more sense later. This to me looks Reacty, right? It's like there's a hook, maybe, or maybe not. Like this could be like a hook, and then you pass in the state, and then it builds the tree. It builds the component. But I thought the whole point was to have the state be passed in to the actual widget, and then the widget has the UI. It's confusing. I'm not quite there yet. I'll come back around to it. All right, I was trying to run the macOS app. Did anyone see that pop up? Is that somewhere on the screen? Oh, did it fail? I think it might have failed. I was told I get this for free, but it says using the first of multiple matching destinations, building. I might not have the right SDKs and for macOS installed. Like we downloaded iOS 17. Do we need to download Sonoma or something? Let's see. It says secure coding is automatically enabled. Blah blah blah. Opt-in secured coding explicitly. I can't actually see a failure. I see a lot of red, but what's the failure? Warning: run script build phase. Run script will be run during every build because it does not specify any outputs. Can I kill all of these? It looks like it is running. Is it just on my screen and I'm not seeing it? Let's see. I have this. Here it is. Is that the macOS app or is that the Chrome one? That's the Chrome one. Okay, sorry. Here it is. It's the macOS one. They all look alike, which is good. I mean, we can put the Cupertino theme on this and it might look more macOS. It'll probably just look like an iOS app though. I don't know. Don't know how it handles that. Okay, so we ran pretty much everything. We didn't run Windows. We didn't run Android. What am I talking about? Open Android emulator. Failed to open. Couldn't find that SDK image or something. System path, Android library, Android SDK, system image, Android 34. Detection is enabled for process, duplicate log lines. Pixel 3. So let's go back to Android Studio Preview real quick. Which I closed, didn't I? Let's see what emulators this guy knows about. So this is an emulator. Let me just run it and see if it also fails. It's pretty sad. I love Android, but out of all the platforms, this has the slowest startup. I know it's a first boot, but come on. Come on. Let's see. Nope, still not started. I'm about to multitask, but I wanted to finish before I start the next thing. We can always come back to this. Okay, this emulator will eventually start, trust me. Let's move on. We want to get, remember, a login. It's kind of boring, so. Oops, I hear myself. I need to mute. Okay, muted. Login, data store, some UI. Maybe we start with the UI. Let's get something simple. Let's assume we skip over login and we just have the UI. It's like it's literally one text widget that's editable that gets replaced by a non-editable one. I feel like we should be able to code this up in a second, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to the test and TDD this thing. So widget dart tester, no. Widget test. Should probably rename this. So let's see. What do we want to do? We want to do a. Does this have to be named test widgets? Is this overriding something? What is test widgets? Oh, it's a function in the widget tester. There must be at least one value to test in the testing variant. Okay, so maybe I need this name and I just give it whatever description I want. Okay, so what do we want to test? We want to test that there's an input field that you can type in, right? So let's see, can enter rumor. Cool. So we're gonna pump first. Leave it as my app for now. Verify the starting state. Sure. So instead of 0, we expect something that says enter. Or no, this was like heard. What was it? What was I gonna use as the prompt? Like I heard a rumor. I heard a rumor. ... Something like that. And then it should find, it should not find, I don't know, like, what shouldn't it find? It shouldn't find the text you write, obviously, but that's not really a good test. It shouldn't find the next pop-up, which will be, here's a rumor for you, or something like, thanks for sharing. Have you heard about, and then I paste the other thing, or something like this. Thanks for sharing. Have you heard? And then the text that's shared from some random person. Cool. We don't need a plus icon. We need, or maybe we want an icon that's like enter text. So I would imagine a text widget text entry widget, text edit widget, edit text widget, whatever you want to call it, has a save button, or maybe not save button, like an enter. Well, I guess on your keyboard you hit enter, then it would close your keyboard. Then yeah, there would be something on screen. I don't know if it'd be a fab though. Let's keep it as a fab for now, but let's revisit that. Let's assume, okay, you hit the fab button for add, and it pumps, and then the end result in this case would be that you can enter a text. So still, now it should see, let's see, it should see this one, because you've entered text. So the only thing we're missing, I guess, is the text that you entered. Or skipped a step, right? So we want it, so this would fail, obviously, for not having the text, but it's also not really a test we want. We want that you typed something, then hit add, and then got something back. You shouldn't be able to do like an empty string, right? Let's see if you can type await tester dot test description enter text. Oh, that's wait. Maybe it's yeah, I don't know. Should probably read the docs. Okay, enter text. Okay, that is a thing. Enter text. Fine. Holy crap! Did that just autocomplete? Was that my Copilot extension, or is Flutter just that good? Let's see. Copilot, is that even turned on? Let's see if that's on. I feel like it heard me and then it auto-completed. Yeah, it's not even on. What the heck? I think the tab autocomplete might be on though. Like let's start writing expect and then see what it see. Yeah, this is Copilot. Stefan, have you ever used this? This is Copilot, right? Where it's like automatically like filling in, you kind of see it grayed out, and then I hit tab and then it would add that. That's Copilot. Okay, so it did this for me. It was exactly what I wanted, except I want to find by text field. That's just the type. I guess if there's only one text field on the screen, then that's fine. But what we want to type is Bob wear. Oh, it's trying to autocomplete. Bob wears a wig. That's extra funny if you know Bob. Okay, we're going with Bob wears a wig. Okay, and then yeah, I haven't been able to use Copilot at work. You know, certain projects you're not allowed to, you know, share AI. But this is public code, so I'm going to use Copilot, and it's pretty handy. All right. So now we expect, if I added that text should also go away, so we shouldn't find that text either. Cool. That's kind of what we want. And then we also want it. It's a hard code. God, lesson. We also want it to actually include a fake. We also want to include the rumor, but I don't know if I want that in the test, because eventually, oh, we want that to be mocked, right? Because it's going to be some backend service that returns it. We don't have that concept yet. So maybe we come back to that. Maybe we put a to-do here. To-do expect a mocked rumor to be displayed. How does it know? How does it know what I was going to type? I mean, I wasn't going to type that exactly, but it also works. Okay, we'll see if this works. The one thing that I wish that what is it called, widget tester had or whatever, was like when you do compose testing, you can actually see it generate the AI, like render the AI and do the taps and stuff. You don't really get that here, but it's also super fast, which I think I'd rather have the speed over being able to see it. So never mind, I take that back. This is totally fine. We know that it's going to fail where it should actually be able to type. Oh, there's no text field to type in, so that's, oh, also this is going to fail. Let's see which one failed. Can enter rumor. Yeah, I know the test failed, but what line failed? This one. I heard a rumor. Yeah, so that text is not on screen. So let's add that text. We'll go back to our main widget, I guess. Let me open up a couple different a couple windows here. Let's see, where was that? Was it app? It wasn't app. Wasn't binding. Main. Looks like it was main, or it was like, wasn't it main? It wasn't like home. Oh, I guess that is in main. Yeah, my page, my home page state. Okay, we'll just put it in here for now. All right, set state. So we don't need a counter. Let's just start with, well, we don't even need any state right now. We're starting with the text displays. So where was that text handled? It was here, right? Well, that's the title of the page. What was the text? It was something about the counter. It must have been in here. This one. Yeah. So we want this text, but we don't want to include the counter variable. So just literally just this hard-coded text. So let's add that. It says, I heard a rumor, or something like that. What was the exact test? Command Shift E to go to recent files, go down to test. All right, yeah, I heard a rumor. Okay, so that one should no longer fail. I'm gonna stop all these, rerun the test. Cool. Let's see if it failed on the next line. Oh, the falling state error was thrown. No element. I might have broke something. What did I change? Iterable, boom, boom. Writer's Dojo, you can run the test in the emulator or iOS emulator Chrome 2. Oh, you choose where you want to run it? Is that a different is that a different setup for the test? Different test setup? I kind of like the unit test style that we have now. Super fast. Okay, so I want to know exactly why this failed. Our Dart async. Like, let's literally go back to what we had first. Undo, undo, undo. I think I might have just typed something wrong. Yeah, let's see if this runs now. Oh, you sent me a link. Are you telling me to scroll up to see the link? You know what? It's not presenting the link to me. Same test. Okay. Yeah, don't see the link. Weird. I mean, I see the link to my channel when you tagged me. Okay, so that runs. So I just accidentally was clicking too much. So let's go back and change the text. I heard a rumor. Run the test again. Why do I have a hard time reading this? Where's the actual line that failed? Show keyboard? No. There it is. Enter text. Okay, so it failed on enter text. So thanks for sharing was not on screen. Great. And then Bob wears a wig. Text should have been entered, but it actually threw an error. Was it trying to show? It said bad state, no element. Which part? Edit text state. Oh, because you can't edit the text. All right, cool. So that's actually driving our change. So this should not be text. Edit text, editable text. Haha, found it. And then it wants something else. Probably needs state, right? It needs like a backing field. What does it need? Editable text, super key required. This. Is this really the? So, FYI, these little curlies here with all the parameters, properties, whatever are means that these are named variables. I know that doesn't make any sense. Trust me on that. That's what these are for. I'll touch more on that as we go. Okay, so these aren't all required, right? A key gets from super. Oh, by the way, you can just do super dot, and it's the same as calling super after in a constructor like in Kotlin. So we don't have to pass in key. That's from super. Or do we have to pass in a key? No. Am I missing? No, you don't have to, right? Required. So this one is required. Controller. Focus node. Okay, I don't know. That's too much already. It must not be editable text because that's just too complicated. So we're going to ask the chat. Where's that Flutter widget? We're going to go actions, Flutter, GPD, create refactor. Let's do a create widget from description. Yeah, let's do that. In editable text that reads that has a hint. I heard a rumor. Failed. Runtime diagnostic. Access is allowed from event dispatch thread EDT only. Sorry, dude. Disabling your plugin. I gave you one shot. You failed. So we're going to jump back to, I wish Copilot would work. There it is. Okay. Accept solution. Yeah, so you can actually get Copilot to fix bugs. So it doesn't like this. Maybe it thinks I need a style. Let's see if that works. Nope, still broke. Let's just highlight the whole thing. So I don't want the counter bit. This is hard for me to read, to be honest. This is the nesting of these widgets. Can I extract this? We're going to go back to a text field. We're going to extract it because this is just too hard to read. So why does it say widget? What does that actually mean? I want to extract a method, I guess, or a variable. Let's try variable. The widget. So this is, I don't know. Text is probably not a good word. This is rumor text, something like that. Okay. So now rumor text looks like that. That's much more readable. Where should it live, though? I'm getting rid of all these comments. Is that one auto-generated? That's not actually a comment. That's just telling you where the end of the thing is. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, so this is what a regular text thing looks like. It's a constant, so widgets are constant, and it's a text by itself, but it's a comma, another text. What? Is there two texts here? Could I split these technically? Is this a list of widgets? Oh, it is. Duh. We're inside of a list of type widget. Is that what that means? The syntax? So we're listing two different widgets. So the counter is just another widget. We don't actually need this one, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Cool. Now that's a little more readable. It's one thing. And now we want to change this to a edit. So, or edit text. So let's do that. Refactor, no. Generate, edit, no, that doesn't work. Okay, let's use some of our plugins here. Flutter GPD create. I thought I disabled that. Model class from JSON, code from Blueprint, API repository. Flutter refactor, fix errors. Did I disable it? Because I actually kind of want to give it one more shot and see if it could fix this error. I think I disabled it though. Oh, you have to restart for it to work though. Enter the errors you're facing? What? Dude, can't you read it? The error is too many positional arguments expected. Editable text. Yeah, doesn't work. Yeah, okay. I was right to try to disable you. All right. We're gonna go to where did you go? Is a list of type widget. Okay, yeah, the chat is way behind. Yeah, okay, so that's that we got there. I could just wait 30 seconds. I'm sure you already answered this, Stefan, but I'm gonna see if I can figure it out before you tell me. In Flutter, how do you create a editable text widgets with a hint. Often you can just press Command B. The Flutter code docs often include an example or a link to an example. Oh, we're going to see. Where's the example? I'm sorry, there's this wall of text. It's really hard for me to read this, but I'm going to try to do my best. Okay. A basic text input text fields. This is not basic. Okay, input field. Yeah. This widget interacts with the text input service to let the user edit the text it contains. It also provides scrolling, selection, and cursor movement. This widget does not provide any focus manager, e.g. tap to focus. Handling user input. Currently, the user may change the text field this widget contains via keyboard or the text selection menu. When the user inserted or deleted text, you will be notified of the change and get a chance to modify the new text field. The input formatters will be first applied to the user input. The controller's text editing controller.value will be updated with the formatted result, and the controller's listeners will be notified. The onChanged callback, if specified, will be called last. So I need a controller and a callback, or the callback's optional. But what is this controller for? Is that for like doing filtering on the inputted text? Input actions. A text input action can be provided to customize the appearance of the action button on the soft keyboard. Right, cool. Oops. The default action is done. Many text input actions are common between Android and iOS. However, if a text input action is provided that is not supported by the current platform in debug mode, an error will be thrown when the corresponding editable text receives focus. For example, providing iOS's emergency call action when running on an Android device will result in an error when in debug mode. In release mode, incompatible text input actions are replaced either with unspecified on Android or default on iOS. Appropriate text input actions can be chosen by checking the current platform and then selecting the appropriate action. Great, good to know. Flutter.widgets.editable text lifecycle upon completion of editing, like pressing the done button on the keyboard, two actions take place. First, editing is finalized. The default behavior of this step includes an invocation of onChanged. That default behavior can be overridden. See onEditing complete for details. Second, onSubmitted is invoked from the user's input value. OnSubmitted can be used to manually move focus to another input widget when a user finishes with the current focus. That's all great. I love all this. This docs is great. I just don't need any of this. I need a basic editable text right now. When the widget has focus, it will prevent itself from disposing via automatic keep alive client mixin.want keep alive. In order to avoid losing the selection, removing the focus will allow it to be disposed. Rather than using this widget directly, consider using text fields. So instead of text, use text fields. I knew we were doing something wrong. I said edit text, and then I was so happy that I found this because I was like, oh, it sounds just like edit text. I was just being dumb. That's the underlying function. So there should be, this one should be much easier. Well, it's not required, but it still takes a controller. What is required? I guess I should look at the error. Too many positional arguments. Same thing. Go to the documentation. Okay. Extra positional arguments named. No, I understand that I'm not including the right parameters. I get that. Let's just start over. Okay. I'm making a text field. Oh. Well, that worked. Is there like a hint? Hint text. See, it auto-completed, but that's not actually a thing. So we want hint text. There's another name for hint text. It's like default text. There's another word. What is it called? Toolbar options, show cursor, autofocus, obscure text, autocorrect, enable suggestions, expands, max length and forth, on changed, on editing complete, on submitted, on input format is enabled, cursor width, cursor stuff, select height, style, keyboard appearance, scrolling pad, drag, start behavior, selection controls, on tap, outside mouse cursor, build, counter, scroll physics, autofill hints. That's autofill. We don't want autofill. content insertion configuration, clip behavior, restoration ID, scribble enabled, enable any personalized context menu builder, can request focus spell check configuration, magnifier configuration. Hint text. By default, draws a horizontal line. I don't even know if we're in the same section anymore. Input direct decoration. The decoration is shown around the text field. By default, draws a horizontal line under the text field, but can be configured to show an icon, label, hint text, or error text. Okay, so we might want input decoration. Let's go back to our ChatGPT and see if it told us that. So ChatGPT said, in Flutter, to create an editable text widget with a hint, you typically use text field with decoration. Oh, and then Stefan chimed in. I know, 30-second delay, but Stefan said, decoration has the hint text. There we go. We all got there in the end. AI was there first, though. I just ignored this page. Okay. Decoration, input. Yeah. Beautiful. Well, that was funny. Okay. How the heck does it know I want to type I heard a rumor? Because I've typed it before? Because it's in the test? This is amazing. So I'm just blown away by Copilot sometimes. That was pretty funny. Maybe because it's not text. I want to run this and see what it actually looks like. Okay, so it is there, but it's not text. So how do you look for... I don't really need to look for the chat. Well, I just wanted to convert that it had the right... Dude, the chat delay is so annoying. 750? I see 650 on my time. Yeah, so 650 for me. So there's no delay. It's a 30-second delay. That's why we're on the same minute. I'll tell you when I'm on 651. 651. Okay, get ready. I'm going to type it. Boom. Let's see if... that's weird. When I type, it shows up immediately. Are we actually on a delay, or are you just behind in the video, Stefan? Can you, like, scroll ahead, maybe? I probably did put a delay here, to be honest. I bet I can get rid of it. Problem is I might have to stop the stream to do that. Yeah, it's like for gamers who don't want people, shooting them in game. But where is it? You know what's funny? This delay is kind of cool. It's probably super frustrating for you, but for me, it's like it gives me an extra 30 seconds to figure it out myself instead of immediately having you like give me the answer. It's kind of cool. It just goes to show you, if I read the docs and think about it for a second, I'll often get there myself, or with the help from ChatGPT. All right. Sorry, I was trying to change the stream. I don't know if it's possible, to be honest, at this point. And last time I stopped and started my stream, I lost all my viewers and they never came back. So I'm a little scared to do that. Let's see. Is there actually a buffer? Maximum replay time. That's not it. Let's look for lag. Buffer. What is it called? Detect lag. Detect latency. Stream delay, yeah. It is at least a minute. Anti-stream sniper delay. Yes, and stream sniping. That's what I was trying to call it. It says my stream delay is turned off. Preserved cut-off point. Increased delay when connecting. Automatically reconnects. I wonder if it's real latency then. Or it could be... I wonder if Twitch is better. When I type in my chat on the website, I see it immediately in my stream chat. See, I saw it show up in both chats at the same time. So you reload it. Okay, say something, Stefan, and then I'll respond, and we'll see if it's better now. Maybe I'm less behind now. Did you hear that? Okay, I'll start counting after your next message. Okay, let's see. Say something. Oh, hold on. It showed up on my left side. It showed up on the chat window, but didn't show up. Oh, now it stopped. Now my stream's broke, but I actually see it on YouTube. I see my message immediately. Well, you don't see your stream, or you don't see this, do you? This is what I was reading off of. This actually just broke. It just stopped. This was updating, and now I don't see it. Okay, well, I'm going to leave that one on Twitch in case anyone responds on Twitch, and then I'll just go off of this one, which seems to be working. All right, say something. Or you're saying YouTube has a bigger delay than Twitch. Okay, maybe. But I think part of it might have been the streaming tool. Now, there's definitely a delay in the stream, because you see the stream on... Maybe that's just me behind on the stream. I don't know. But... say something. Okay, now you said something on Twitch. I saw that. Here, I'll put it on screen so you can decide which one's faster. Oh no, I'm not logged in. Something. Yeah, that was a little delayed for sure. I can't believe I'm not signed in. It's really annoying. Sorry. Give me... I'm not used to having chatters. Good problem to have though. Appreciate you guys dropping by. Log in. Wait, I log in, not sign up. Oh no, I have to check my email to do the 2FA. Twitch. Yeah, definitely a minute or so on. Really, a minute? That's crazy. Alright. I might be moving to Twitch, guys. Okay. I'm signing in so I can chat with you guys on Twitch too. Okay. There we go. I'm signed in over here too. YouTube video is also about 15 seconds behind. Yeah. Now that I streamed the actual YouTube video, you can see that, right? Oops. Hey, show both. Why is it not showing both? Show both. Here's what we can do. We can do this. Right screen. Left screen. Oh, no. You can't see the chat. I want to see the chat. Can't see the chat. Can I swap these? Yeah, of course I could have. I've closed YouTube now. Okay, so we're giving up on YouTube. Alright, cool. We'll go with Twitch. Actually, I don't have Twitch open. Well, it's not exactly true. I have the chat. Alright, check your delay here. This is what I see if I use the in-app thing. I'll log into my browser too, just in case, but... I don't see any messages. You guys must still be on a delay. Okay, here we go. Try now. One, two, three. Sorry, guys. Delay. Maybe there's multiple settings for delay. Automatic reconnect, retry, band IP. Maybe you gotta pay extra to have no delay. Maybe it's because I'm recording too. I don't know. Anyways, if you guys chat, I should see it immediately, but then it's gonna be what I talked about a minute ago. So I guess, yeah, I guess we can't solve this problem. But maybe 25 seconds late. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna go with it. Maybe we should hop on a, what do you call it? Discord one of these days. Do it that way. How do streamers do this? And there's got to be a way to remove the delay. That's really annoying. I'll look into it next stream. Okay, so where were we? We were just running this to see what it looks like. And I think I ran it on Chrome. So where's that? Here? Yeah. So yeah, so it has text, but it's just this text decoration. Real question is, how do we test that? So if we go back to our widget test, it gave us an error. It tried to enter text and failed. Hold on. I changed the name of the test, that's why. Type in the hint should move. Sorry, you probably said it a while ago. I just read it. Type in the hint should move. Type in the hint. Okay, so I put this in the wrong spot, is what I think you're saying. Enter this should happen. Type text field. Enter text. Oh my god, even this said text field. I should have known. So enter text in the text field. Flowers a wig should move. Why? We're asserting that you find a rumor, and then we're trying to write this text. Should move. What do you mean should move? Type in the hint should move. Type in the hint should move. Type in the hint should move. Type in the hint. The delay. I'll try it more clear. Is your mic to mono audio, by the way? I notice now it's only left channel. Oh no. No, it shouldn't be. Could be the capture though. So many problems. Properties. Mic default. Monitor off. Use device timestamps. Test audio. I hear it in both channels locally, so I'm not sure about that, Kyle. Okay, so in the Chrome window, type in the hint. Type in the hint should move. Yes, if you type, the hint should, I would think, get replaced, but you said move, so did the hint move? No, it disappeared. Actually, it kind of animated away, right? So I guess you can count that as moving. Oh, are you saying I need to pump it? No, you're not trying to say anything. You were talking about something 30 seconds ago. Sorry. That's why I'm confused. I'm trying to solve the problem of why this test failed. So let's just start there, reset. I'll wait 30 seconds for the chat to get it. Or I'll figure it out myself. Let's see. So this failed because it didn't find anything, which means, why didn't it find anything? Let me read it better. Expected no matching nodes in the widget tree. Actually found one. I heard a rumor. All right, so expected this to go away. So it failed on this line now. So it did enter the text. We're failing on a new spot. Okay, great. This is a different error. So why didn't it go away? Because when we hit add, it was supposed to replace the thing we typed with the new rumor. But that's not what it found. It found the thing that did get removed, the hint. It still sees the hint, probably because it's just not on the screen, but it's still in the widget tree. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, Stefan. Is that what's going on here? We typed, the hint got replaced with whatever I typed. Then we pumped and we asserted. So I'm trying to find it. Too many windows. Where did the Chrome window go? Yeah, so here's what we did. We typed, it said, I heard a rumor. Then it goes off screen because I wrote Bob wears a wig, right? And then we pumped and we asserted that I hear a rumor is not on the screen, but it failed because it was on the screen. After you type, you need to pump or pump and settle. Got it. Okay, we did a pump after we tap, but you're saying we also need a pump here? Because it kind of animated, it might be pump and settle. We'll run that and see if that changes anything. But I would have thought this pump takes care of both. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. We would want to pump before we hit add anyways, but I wouldn't have expected it to fail in this case. Same problem. Expected no matches in the widget tree. Actual text finder. Exactly one widget with the text. I heard a rumor. It says it's ignoring off stage, which I assume is the hint. Which means one was found, but not or expected. I don't put that somewhere else, do I? I heard a rumor is not somewhere else. I heard a rumor. Did I just put it in two different places? No, it's in one. I see your link. It's an API. Debug dump app function. Ah, this will print the tree. Thank you, thank you. How do I... Oh, I just called that function. Okay. Does Twitch also filter links? I just sent what? I got this link actually, so it just must be YouTube that filters links. Okay. How do I do it? When do I call that dump though? Because it might have already crashed. It might have already failed, right? So I can just call it at the end, can I? Oh, do I have to wrap it? Do I have to wrap my call? Debug print. Okay, I'm just being dumb. Oh, that's not the name of it. Sorry, it's called debug dump app. Sorry, how do I do that after it fails? Is there a comma? Debug dump. Call it before your failed assert. Oh. Right. So not here, before it actually failed. So let's move this guy. Oh no! There it goes. Okay. Move it here. I was being dumb. I thought there was some fanciness to it, and it's actually really simple. Semicolon. Oh, I'm not going to get... It's going to take a while to use the semicolon. Alright, there's our tree. Beautiful tree. Debug mode. View scope. My app. Material app. Focus. And restoration scope. Oh my gosh, there's a lot here. Let's just search for I heard rumor. Okay. Yeah, it's on screen. What about the text I wrote? Bob wears... Okay, that's also there. So the text editing value versus the hint thing. I heard rumor. So it's still in the input decoration. So even though you typed over it, it's still technically there. So how do I ignore that? I mean, I don't have to, right? I mean, I don't have to assert this. What is this really? I mean, if that's how decoration works, I don't really care, right? I mean, I'm sure there's a way to check if it's actually visible, but I don't really. Not visible or something. I feel like it's listening to me. Like, why would it have? I guess because I typed a VI, but that's not a thing. Finds nothing. Finds not visible. Visible. On screen. Has shown on screen action. Is there like something for decoration? Decoration. Okay, we're going to ChatGPT. It's a race. Let's see if I can get ChatGPT to answer it. If I can even find the window before Stefan answers it. That's the game we're playing today. Oh no, I closed it. Why did I close it? Seriously, I closed it? Oh man, let's give Stefan a huge head start. Logging in. ChatGPT. Come on, come on, come on. Gotta beat him. Gotta beat him. Okay. Okay. In Flutter with widget tester, how to assert a text field's hint is not on screen. Hint decoration. And then I bet Stefan's is going to be like, why are we even asserting that? Because that's what I'm thinking at the moment. Okay, let's see what it said. Widget tester. Interact with widgets and define them. The assert text field hints decoration placeholder is not present on the screen. You can use find class, find text, and assert that no widgets are found with the specified hint text. Well, that's a lie. We tried that. Oh, hint text. Or no, hold on. Find text. Yeah, so this is what we have. It's lying to us. It doesn't know. Either that or we actually have a bug. It's probably not important because I don't really care. If the hint was still on screen, yeah, my answer is that you don't care. You're right. That's what I thought. I was like, who cares, right? We don't really care. If some UI keeps displaying the hint, it actually would be better because it would say, I heard a rumor, Bob wears a wig. So I actually want it to be on screen. Now I'm mad that the widget doesn't show it when I run in iPhone. Why? Why isn't it visible? That's my bug. I'm going to change it. I want it to be shown on screen. This test made me realize how much I miss it. So we're going to run the main on iOS. I guess it was Chrome that didn't show it. Let's see what iOS shows. You know what would be funny? Material probably does show it. Was I running the test against iPhone? Use helper text or label text instead. Oh. So helper text or label text might, I don't know. Label text sounds like it would keep showing, right? I want it to keep showing. So I heard something else. Okay, so if I do want it to keep showing up, I should just have something up here that says, like, I heard a rumor, : : That would actually be better. So we're going to change it. We're coding on the fly at a snail's pace, but we're realizing this is not actually the UI we want. We don't want a hint. We do want a hint, but we want the hint to be like, enter your rumor here. And then we want the text, which we also do want, but we're going to put it in the same widget, const text. We want this guy to be, I heard a rumor. Use helper text or labels instead in the decoration instead of hint text. We could. I don't know what the difference is. I guess we can put both and find out. You said, or both. Helper text. I meant to put 2. That's fine. And then what's the other one? Not hint. Label text. Okay, we're going to test what this looks like, guys. What does this look like? Look how fast that rendered. All right, so we have our new text. I heard a rumor. We could probably make that font bigger. Enter your rumor here, ... 2. Enter your rumor here, ... 1. What do I like better? I kind of like where'd the hint go? We lost the hint. To be honest, I think the hint is the best one. Oh, the hint is there. Yeah, if we want I heard a rumor just to be part of this text, it would probably be 2. because you would say, I heard a rumor, Bob wears a wig. So you want it up here, then down here, and then you wouldn't want one. So we don't want helper text. We really wanted, when I first envisioned this UI, we wanted this one, a label text. But I actually kind of changed my mind. So we're gonna show what this looks like, but I actually don't think this is what I want. I know I'm nitpicking here. So this is what I want. You say, I heard a rumor, and then you can type Bob wears a wig. Oh my gosh, I hope Bob watches this stream as we saw theirs. Right? So it still says, I heard a rumor. I think this is fine. I do think this is a weird UI, though, to have one text field with no padding, by the way. I need to fix that. Like, I feel like it really should just be like a giant, whatever. I'm not getting into UI design today. The only thing I want to fix is, I'm going to leave it like this. The only thing I want to fix is put some padding on this thing. So, oops. What just happened? What just happened? I think it's just suggesting stuff and it's confusing me. Okay, so let's go back. We don't want this check. Instead, we want to check that it had Bob wears a wig. Great. And what else do we want? This one's going to fail. So this should actually come later, right? So there's two steps. First, oh wait, no, that should show. I mean, I don't know if there's a point in asserting that the thing you just typed shows up. Maybe we can go ahead and do that. But then after you hit the button, it shouldn't show this, and it should show this. Right, that's what we're trying to build. Obviously, we're not there yet. Wait, thanks for sharing. Have you heard? Yeah, that will be, this will end up being the label text for the next one, or for the update. Though, to be fair, we probably shouldn't be using a text field. We should be using a uneditable text field. Who knows what that is? Someone tell me in the chat. Okay. I heard a rumor, Bob is cool. And then we hit this, and then it goes away and is replaced with the actual, it'll replace with, thanks for sharing, have you heard, and then it'll be another rumor. Cool. That's what we're getting there. We're going to run the test, but I also want to add that padding. So run the test and think about padding. How do you add padding to something? Do you add it to the overall list of widgets? Do you add it to the screen? Do I add it to the list of widgets? So do they have the concept of a modifier, like in composable? Compose. Let's just make sure this failed the way we expected. Yeah, Bob wears a wig should have been removed. It was not. Totally fine. Great. Okay, so how do we add some padding? That's a nice little question. So we're gonna go do one more race between Stefan and ChatGPT. In Flutter, how do you add padding to, oh, no modifier, instead surround with a widget. So you would use a widget for padding? You could use padding. Okay. I don't know. In Flutter, how do you add padding to every widget on a screen? That's my real question. Because everything should really have a little, maybe not padding, margin? Is it margin that I meant to say? Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. So their example is a padding wrapper widget. Oh, is that actually a first class widget, or is that something we build ourselves? So this is app bar text padding example. Body is padding wrapper, padding constant, edge insets, all 8.0. So it's what you said, wrap it. But padding wrapper is what this is suggesting. Oops, wrong thing. Wrong thing again. So question is, do I wrap where this is actually called? I would think so. Rumor text. Where do we use rumor text? Rumor text here. So if I do padding wrapper, And then pass this in as the content. Is that what I want? I messed it up. Padding wrapper, child. Oh, do I have to have children now? I already have children. Child. Column. Oh, here's the body. Center. Oh. So you're saying just add padding? But then if that's not a thing, we need to wrap it, the whole thing in. So this column, can I add, or sorry, this center. Does this have an inset? Like if I wanted to, could I add a padding inset? Stefan's calling. And we've got a call in. Here it is. Yes, sir.
No, I'm counting how long till you show up. On any widget,
Yes.
press Command Enter.
Command enter. Okay.
Command Enter.
Command enter. Didn't work. It's not command enter. It's not doing anything. What do you expect it to do?
Maybe I don't know. What is it? It's,
You're talking about command B? You're talking about.
I don't know. It's the.
What are you trying to do? And I'll tell you how to get there.
Oh, it's Option Enter.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna love this.
Oh, wrap with widgets. Love it.
There you go.
So what thing should I be wrapping? The child, the center, the column, the body? Oh, you said bye? That's funny. Thanks. So what should I be wrapping is my next question. The body, the child. In this example, it wrapped the thing inside the body. In our case, what's center? Should we just replace center with padding widget? Is that an option? Instead of wrap, can I swap with parent? Remove this widget, wrap with stream, wrap with padding. Why is this one called padding and this one's called padding wrapper? Is that a difference in oh, and you did say capital P padding, so this is the one you meant. Is that a difference between Flutter versions or something? Why is this one called padding wrapper? Or was the AI just stupid? Okay, so I was able to wrap with padding, but I wonder if the center is even needed. Padding wrapper doesn't exist. Okay, so just like imagine this. Padding wrapper is a custom widget. Got it. I should have just read that. Do I really need the center though? That's why I called you ChatGPT is being done. Yeah, got it. Okay. Yeah, why do child center and another child? I feel like we don't need this one. So if I just kill this with my new favorite command that our call-in contestant offered us, let's see what that looks like. So we're saying body with a padding has a child that's a column with children. Yeah, makes sense. Building with Xcode. Okay, be faster. Oh, it worked. Guys, we did a thing. We did a thing. It's kind of intuitive once you figure it out, I guess. But yeah, I didn't understand it at the time. All right, we have some padding. Now we want to get back to our test filling. So we need to pull out some state here, I believe, because I wanted to, let's say I did want to reuse this text field. Now I'm already, as I say that, thinking that's probably not the right thing. Originally I was thinking reuse the text field, change out the label text. So before you enter something or when you're entering something, it says I heard a rumor. After you hit the fab, it uploads what you entered and downloads, the next secret or whatever. Maybe it already has to download. In this case, we'll hard code it for now. And it changes the label text to thanks for sharing, have you heard? And then inside of the text fields, under the label text, we would put the rumor, the hard coded rumor. But that would be an editable field, and we don't want that. I mean, we can start with that, but what I think we actually want is probably just swap it out for regular text fields. But can a regular text field have a label text? No. or it has to have text too, maybe. Yeah, it just doesn't have decoration. Right. So, I mean, we can get away from this idea of using the label text and just have some like large banner that says, you know, I heard a rumor, and then after you enter, it could be a large banner that says, thanks for sharing. So we just separate it into 2 widgets. That would solve the first part of updating this little helper text, but it doesn't really solve the part about them not being able to edit the downloaded rumor. So we want to swap out a text field with a text element. So we could obviously put some state here that says, if this, use this widget, else use this widget. I bet you there's a better way to do this. So we can start with the naive solution. I guess before we go down that route, you just swap it out for a UI you want. Okay, great. Swap it out for the one you want. Right. So I don't want to swap it out for a text field, because then or with the label text, it's not a thing. So if we can't use the label text for the second one, I don't want to use the label text for the first one. So let's extract this as some other banner text. So that's our first change. We're going to remove this, get rid of the decoration. We fought hard for that decoration, but I'm sorry, we're actually going to get rid of it. And then instead, we're going to have another text field, but this one we're going to call, this one, I want it to be like a giant banner. So we're going to figure out how to change the font. Constant, this one's going to be text, and it's going to be this thing. But then we want to change the size. And if we look at this, it has styling, text align, text direction. So I'm guessing styling. Width. Okay, so let's change some styling. Styling. And what are our options here for styling? Doesn't want to autocomplete. Now, why not? Styling, autocomplete. Large. Floating action button, large. Font weights. I have to cheat, I'm sorry. Set font size on text. Okay, I'm playing the game. Be faster and stuff. Okay, style, text style, font size. Okay, I was close. Oh, keep hitting that. I'm gonna delete this freaking icon. Just so used to going into Android Studio. Remove dock. There we go. Style. Text style. Wait, I already forgot. Font. Size. 24. What was it? 24 point? 24. Just 24. I don't remember what it said. Comma? Is that right? Looks like it worked. I have very short-term memory. Style, text style, font size, 24.0. Yeah. Oh, the text goes first. Okay, well, we can do that. See if they have the swap. They do have the flip. Cool. Where's my widget? There it is. I heard a rumor. Okay. Oh, I already love it. That's a good size and everything. It's totally fine. Okay. Bob is a Bob. Cool. Then we hit that. All right. Then go back to the right ID. Okay. Cool. That's already good. We want a new widget that we're going to swap out later. So this is the rumor text. This should be the rumor input or something. Let's call this rumor input. Then we want to create a second one, which is the output. Rumor output. I gotta go, but I'll check out the VOD. Flutter actually seems really nice to use. Heck yeah, it is. See you later, Kyle. Thanks for watching. We go. Thanks for sharing. And then we say, I'm gonna say, did you hear? That sounds more rumory. Did you hear? did you hear? All right. And we're going to run this test. Okay. Fails on the Bob wears a wig because we didn't swap it out. Great. So let's swap it out. So now we need some state. And we have an example of the counter state. So we could do something similar. We'll say we have a Boolean here. I honestly don't think a Boolean is what we want, but we'll say bool. But we're going to start with it anyways. We'll say rumor entered, rumor sent, or rumor, I don't know if sent's the right word, but rumor shared is really what's happened. And then it equals false by default. And then when they click add, so where's that little add? What's up with this title? Isn't defined for the type. Did I just break that? Oh, well, I changed the wrong thing. That's why. I did break that. I meant to change the counter. I'll go to the counter. This is what I was trying to change. So this guy should be a bool rumor shared. And then we go. Oh, no, false. Cool. Now the counter bit. So set state. We don't want to just increment our state. Or we just want to set it to true for now. Obviously we need to send something and whatnot, but we'll just start with this static div. Okay. Now that it's set, we swap out the children. So I have, oh, did I put both in the widget? No, both the two different widget lists. Okay. So this is the rumor output. So then children should be swapped out here. I don't really love doing this bool check here. I still feel like this is weird. We're going to do it. Rumor sent or rumor shared. I don't know if you can do turn arrays. Be cool if you could. About to find out if that worked. I think it did. I know I have a test, but I just want to see it for myself. Can I run both? The test and the real app? Test failed. Did the real app still building? It's crazy how fast the test is. Is there a hot swap? There's a hot swap, isn't there? Should I switch to web? Is that hot swappable? Thanks for sharing. Oh, that's just wrong. Because I put if true. I gotta flip this. So, and it won't let me flip there. Let's see if it lets me flip here. It does not. Gotta do it by hand. Screw it. Doing it by hand. Okay, what do we get here? Oh, it says it didn't clear Bob wears a wig. If you had some navigation, you could make two screens and navigate to the second. Would that be a seamless navigation? Would that look weird? I mean, most apps, yeah, you input some data and then you send to the server and you kind of load the next screen. I guess it would make sense. But I kind of imagine this as being like quick update, especially if it's hard-coded rumors for now. That's a good point, though. Maybe it should be another screen. I do want to set up navigation, so we can, well, maybe not for this app, but we'll come back to that. I want to get to Firebase store and all that in a sec, or if we get time. But first, I want to see why this didn't work. I think we're so close to getting our original test, our original functionality working. So let's finish that up. Didn't replace. Oh, this should have been cleared. Why was this reused? Oh, did I just copy? Did I make a mistake? They both have text fields in them. This second one should be a text as well. But That's something's weird. Hold on. Did you catch that, Stefan? It's like it was reusing this one's data. Is that state stored somewhere? What am I missing? I'm sure this is gonna fix it now, right? But why would it keep the Bob text? Yeah, that fixed it, but why? You need a key. So if without a key, it doesn't regenerate this, even though it's in a different list of widgets? That's crazy to me, because it's like we're using a Boolean to flip from this list to this list, yet without a key, it will reuse something from the other list. Mind blown. So where does the key go? I said earlier, ignore this key on the page, this thing, because I don't understand why the home page requires this key. But do we need a key? We have a key here. Do I need to call super key in the state somewhere? Do I need to call it in the text? But resulting widget tree is the same. I mean, it's not the same resulting widget tree if this one had a value and this is a new constant that didn't have a value. The only same is it's the same type when it was text field, which is the same type. But how is that the same tree? You're saying it's like it's trying to optimize what it needs to update, and it's all that this didn't change, the value didn't change. That's what you mean. So before it's well, the thing is, yes, what I instantiate is an empty text field, and so I agree the code looked like it was the same, but at runtime this one had a value, and so shouldn't have seen that I'm giving it one that doesn't have a value and notice that has a different state, that's a different widget now. I don't understand that. I still think that's some weird magic, but obviously I need to use keys. So the question is, how do I add a key to my text widget? Simply pass a key. Key, value key. You want to see the app? This one? Pop. So it works now because I swapped it out for a text field instead of a edit text, or a text instead of a text field. Which we got to fix the alignment, but 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Yeah. Sorry if you're watching this part, because I'm just waiting for your next message. You're probably typing. I'm going to move on though. I'm going to move on, and right when I move on, you're going to have sent a message. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Okay, hard-coded rumor. All right, let's go back to this test. And so we expect Bob wears a rumor. Thanks for sharing. And then, okay, you respond with a Discord. You're calling me, but I have a Discord. Which one do you want? How do I see your direct message? Discord. Okay, I'll go with the call. Yes.
Okay, this is not hard, but it's tricky to explain.
Okay.
Okay, so in Compose,
Yes.
if you generate the same composable hierarchy, except for your remembers are different, the state from one remember will bleed to the next remember, because
Really?
all it cares about is the sequence of remembers. And so when you have the text field, it doesn't care about the text field object, because again, it's just a immutable object that gets regenerated every time you rebuild. And the state mapping in the state tree will map to the same type, in this case text field. You don't want a text field in your second view, but if you were to have it and you wanted it to be different, you put a different key on the text fields so that they're states.
It looks it up by the type because there's no key. If it had a key, it would look it up by that.
Yes, it would look it up by the type and the key.
And the key, yeah. Okay.
And that is literally what the key means in both Flutter and Compose.
Yeah.
Is that the key is the implicit mapping to the state for that particular composable or widget.
That's funny. Learning about Flutter is making Compose make more sense now. That's cool.
I know, isn't it wonderful?
Yeah. Okay, cool. I think I got it. All right, let me add a key to this
Cool.
guy. Thanks. Cool. Love my phone a friends. Just to call him though, $1 million question. Gotta phone a friend. Okay, so that's cool. So that's kind of what I was assuming too. I was like, oh, is it just like super optimized to just like look up by the type and doesn't care that the state's different? And the answer is basically yes. That's the way these reactive trees work, I guess. Okay, and so there is a key, and we can set it. The question is, do you set the key to the text or some other thing? Oh, the key should be the flag that we're using to switch, right? Oh no, because it needs to be unique. See, because in a remember, you might put the key of the thing that's changed, but obviously I wouldn't put the same key for both of these, so I would just recreate the same problem. So I'm actually going to try that because I feel like that's what we do in Compose. Obviously, it's not going to work here. I'm just curious why my instincts think that's what you would do. Oh, it has to be a constant value. Okay, so should this have been constant? Can it even be constant? It can't be constant. Okay, so that's not what key. Okay, why did I think key could be a variable like that though? Interesting. Okay, so we'll just give this its own key. It seems annoying though. Can't the key just be whatever? We'll call this the output response, output text field key value key rumor. Oh. Oh, a key has to actually be a widget of its own. Interesting. Got it. It can't just be a string. Yeah, I don't know. It seems kind of annoying that you have to pass in these keys everywhere. And then again, now that they're different types, maybe I don't even have to. What's the good practice here? Do you just pass in a key for everything? Should this text have a key? Because the text is changing, I guess not. All right. We'll come back to that idea. So you don't need a key here because the first is a text field and the second is key. Right, so now I don't need the key. It's like, so when do you add the key? What's the best practice? Only add it when you have a problem? Only use the key when you need one. That makes sense. All right. But, so that means you basically have to compare. You have to compare the two. Be like, okay, we're going to use this widget or this widget list when the thing is false, this widget when it's true. And let's make sure the types aren't the same. Okay, the types aren't the same, so we don't need keys. Or like these types are the same, so do we need keys? No, because they have different hard-coded constant values. Right? I guess. In practice, you only use a key about as often as you do in compose, so maybe 1 in 30 compose. Okay, cool. Alright, did we run the test? Oh my gosh, guys, the test passed. But I want to add one more for this hard-coded rumor. Well, I don't want this to be a hard-coded rumor. I want to, okay, now I want to get this concept of, we don't have to do it now. I just want to extract it so it's ready. I want this value to come from a repo, come from somewhere else. So I'm going to extract it out for now as maybe just a variable is fine, and then go a little farther later. It really should be like a function or something. But we'll just extract it as a variable is rumor response, or today's rumor. I don't know if I want to put a time thing on it though. Newest rumor, updated rumor. Add a text input controller field to your state class. That will allow me to feed in values or what? Okay, let's try it. To our state class. So our state class, this guy, we want to add a field called text input controller. Controller. Rumor controller. That is the holder for your value you type in the text field class. Right, because I will need to get that value out sooner or later. This is mad because undefined class. Is it just called control, not controller? Oh, it has to be this type. Let's look. This inherits from text editing value. Is it a text editing controller or is it just a text controller? All right, let's add this controller. Sorry, text editing controller. Perfect. Okay, so let's use rumor controller for the input. Rumor input controller, or input rumor controller. Rumor input controller. And then, can you set a controller? Yes, you can. It doesn't like it. Invalid constant value. Does this need something in it? Is that the problem? Or do I wrap my text in that? It's the other way around. Am I supposed to wrap? Supposed to do this? No. Remove const from line 72. There we go. Got it. All right. Probably do this both because one's going to be updated later. Yeah. Okay. So we'll make the output one next. Oh no! Duplicate doesn't work. Oh, there it goes. That was weird. Must be typing something weird. This output. Okay. Text fields. So can you have a controller on a text, or does it have to be a text field? And then I have to add the key again. Or because it has a different controller, it doesn't matter. Okay, so this one needs to be a controller. Oh, if it's a text field though, that would make it editable. I guess I only need the controller for things that I want to capture the input for. For the output, we're going to get that from some other thing, which I was extracting as a variable a second before we started going down that path, which would then come from some repo, some other state, right? So let's just create a variable first. This guy, we'll call this the output, rumor output. Well, rumor output's the name of the text field. Rumor output value, I don't know, something like that. Why is it that can't be const? Oh, it needs a value. It needs a type, or it doesn't. Should it need a type? Like, let's figure that out. What is it mad about? Const. You said no. Just pass rumor input controller into the text. Pass rumor input controller to the text. Sorry, that might have been an old message. Only static fields can be declared. This is a static field. What are you talking about, dude? This is a static field? Doesn't need to be let? Val? Just no const at all? Final. I forgot the difference between all these. Because a string is not a primitive or something. So it can't be const as be final. Doesn't like it. Null, I mean a value of null. Is it in the wrong scope? What's going on here? Should this one not be constant? I don't understand why I use constant sometimes and other times. I need to look that up. I guess I'm confused. Alright, test should still pass unless I broke something. Okay, still passes. Alright, we'll come back to that. I wanted a way to mock this response value, but I think I'm just going to hard code it for now and leave the to do. And instead of hard-coded rumor, I'm going to say something more fun, like, did you hear, not Bob wears a wig, we've already done that one, man, be more unique. Stefan is a robot. Love it. I didn't make that up. The robot made that up. The AI made that up, okay? Though it's learning from me, because I would say something like that. Is a robot. Make sure the test still passes. I know I'm doing TDD backwards. You said no. No what? Which part? 30 seconds ago. He was saying no to Stefan, not a robot. Stefan wears a fake beard. Okay. Is it wears or has? Stefan wears a fake beard. Okay, we'll go with that. What if you see Stefan's beard is fake? No, well, okay, it's fine. Wear a fake beard. Okay, cool. Now we've got our app test thingy. So you can enter a rumor and get one back. Get one back. Hard-coded one, but it works. Oh, I do want to fix the centering. So why is text fields to the left and text is centered? Must be some kind of default here with text align, maybe. It's not text align though, it's the whole thing. Or it's the widget alignment, isn't it? And they're both inside the same padding, so or same. Because I got rid of that center thing, maybe I need like a left. I don't know, let's try text align. I feel like that's not right though. Text align, vertical, dot, left. Oh, not vertical. Dang it, I always get that backwards. Horizontal. Text arrange, is it like compose? Text align, dot, left. I'm gonna run on something else. Let's see if Chrome's faster. There it goes. I heard a rumor. Oh, you can't type on the web. We broke. Oh, you can't. There's just no flashing cursor until you type a letter. That's weird. Bob wears a wig. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that was a weird delay. Let's try that again. So, at first, there is no blinking cursor. I click on the text field, nothing happens. Double click and something happens. Okay. Then I type Bob wig, you know, that thing. Then I click plus, nothing happens. I think I have to double click on it one more time. Nothing happened. So I'm going to double click this time. You have to double click on everything. Am I doing something weird here? Why double click? We'll look into that. But let's talk styling again. This one's centered. This one's not. I told this one to left align. But I'm so confused. On iOS, because it's a smaller screen, I guess, it was clearly, I guess it was centered, but the input, you'd start typing on the left. But then when it's a text field, there is no input, so it starts in the middle. I guess that makes sense. But I want it to start on the left. Okay. It has a line. I still want it to have a line. I really like the way this looks. I just don't want to be able to text. Maybe I can just say disabled. I use a text field, but disable it, just so I get the exact same UI. Something. Enter. Didn't work. Click that. Yeah, so I almost feel like it should have the line. I don't know. I'm like overthinking it. Bob. It's totally cut off. We're gonna have to figure that out at some point. Might just be a simulator thing. What's the command? It's like Command H or something to bring up the recents. No, it's not Command H. Okay, I just wanted to see one last time. What does it look like before I enter text? Before I enter text, the text field is clearly center. As I'm entering text, it starts on the left, has a line under it. That's a text field. Great. After I enter text, the text is centered, but because it's so dang long, it wraps, and it chooses the wrap pretty dang early because of the dot, dot, dot. It thinks that's one word. It's just ugly. And this one is not centered because it's not a text field. Okay, so it's just like a wrapping thing, and this is not a text field anymore. I want to do a disabled text field. I know it's probably weird, but that's what I want. But then I can't do a constant, or can I? I just have to set. And now I could use a controller, but I don't really want to. Oh, it has to be the label thing, right? What was that called again? So decoration, and then it's like decoration. Oh man, I already forgot how we did it before. Decoration. Dang it. I totally forgot how we did it before. Text. It was label text. Is there was it a decoration object? A decoration box? Or decoration label text? How did we do it? Oh my gosh, my memory sucks. Style. It's padding. Pump widget. Input decoration is what it was called. Thank you, Bob, or Stefan. I called you Bob. Label text. Label text. Yeah, so we want label text instead, and this could be the constant thing. And then I just want to disable it. Oops, we don't need that anymore. You use Command B instead of chat. I did. Oh, you mean on this guy? It's literally defaulted input decoration. You saw me look at it, right? Oh, I did it here. See, I did it here. It's also there. I don't know. I'm blind. I just lean on ChatGPT too much. Okay, I'll try that. Input decoration, text align, left. I don't think we need that anymore. Probably didn't need to begin with. But I want to disable it. So we're going to use Command B, or Command click as I like, and we're going to look for disable. Focus node, undo, decoration, text input action, capitalization style. I wonder if disable is like a thing it inherits from any widget or something. Autofocus, obscure text, autocorrect, enable, expand on changed. This is why I use ChatGPT. On submitted, enabled. Okay, got there. Could have probably just typed that and made an assumption there. Enabled, false. Oh, read only. That's probably better. Enabled probably grays it out, right? Where was read only? I guess they're alphabetical. No? There's no read only. You just knew that, didn't you? No, it was up here. I just scrolled too fast. Okay. Cool. I read read only. I'm gonna be tired then. I literally read. That's hilarious. At least I'm reading the docs. I'm just not listening to the docs. Bob stuff. What? No, I knew this. I knew that. Don't say it, Stefan. Don't say it. Don't say it. I know we need to add the key back. I knew we needed to add the key back. But I let's just pretend I wanted to see what happens, because I was partly curious because this one has a controller and this one doesn't. If that was good enough, but apparently it is not. So we're gonna go back to having a key. It wasn't key value. It was value key. This is rumor output. Key rumor output. I literally just typed what I wanted. Where'd you go? Rumor. Thank you. Was it not? Oh, I said key value. Value key. Thank you. Const with constructor to improve performance. Okay. Sure. And do you put a key on both or just one of them? There we go. Key on one of them. Cool. I'm going to change this. Because I don't want to deal with the wrapping right now, I'm going to change this. It's also probably better wording anyways. Yeah, see, this is the problem with using string literals. Like, this wasn't even testing anything. And to be honest, I don't normally test that something's not on screen, but I suppose there could be a bug where something is on the screen before it's supposed to, but I don't know. It only matters if the key changes, so null something else is the same as something was it. Yeah, right. So I only need one key. Cool. Bob wears a wig on weekends. Thanks. Did you hear? Stefan wears a fake. Now it seems wrong. Now it seems wrong that it's left aligned. What's different? Am I crazy or did something change? I gotta figure out that shortcut for killing apps in iOS Simulator. I used to know it. It was something H. Maybe it's Option H. Okay, this is definitely center aligned. Is it the size? It's the size, right? Font size 24. No, they're both font size 24. I guess because the second one's bigger. Okay, watch it change. I think it says the same. Whatever. The UI doesn't look... Oh, that's not disabled. That's not read-only. I mean, it kind of is. I can't type in it, but when I clicked it, it did something. That's wrong. I mean, that's not what I wanted. Option H. Not Option H. Shift Option H. Shift Option H. Oh, Shift Command H. I think I got close. I think it's Shift Command H twice. Aha! Shift Command H twice. Yeah, so this whole read-only thing moved up, so I stayed the same. Why did it move up? Oh, it moves up when I click into it. So then when you click out of it, no, I don't know why it moved up. Anyway, this should not have been here. So I wonder if I have to ignore, I have to read only and disable. I wonder if that would give me what I want, or if disable is going to do something bad, like gray it out. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Enabled. I know I'm nitpicking here. This stuff can be improved on later. It's not important. So we'll just move on after this one. But yeah, it's disabled. Yeah, that's ugly. It's almost what I want. Can't click on it, but it's gray. Whatever. We're gonna go with this one. Okay, this would be a good place to check this code in. I'll probably make a repo for it later. Not a big deal right now. Oh. No test match regular expression. Can enter rumor and. I renamed the test. All right. There's probably something to be said about renaming this widgets. I still want to know more about why we're putting the scaffold here. Oops. I guess because it's the home page. But should the scaffold really be rendering the children content, or should the children content come from another like a screen or something? I guess if I do navigation, that might become more obvious. One has decoration, one does not. The other does not. One has decoration. Oh, why do I have decoration? I'm being dumb. I didn't want to add that as decoration. Yeah, I think I'm just tired. I wanted that to be the text. Can I not put the value in? Probably not allowed to do that, huh? Do I have to use the controller for that? Yeah, I didn't want decoration. I wanted the value. That's why it's being weird. Oh, is it content? Don't tell me it's, do I just pass in like this? No. I thought maybe that would do it. So can you not set the starting value of a text field? Start text. I have to do a controller. What is this going to say? Make it a constant. Try removing constant. Right. I guess. Okay. I said that was the last thing I was going to do, but yeah, that was a very dumb error on my part. Wasn't thinking. Went back to decoration when we didn't need decoration. I heard a rumor. Bob wears a wig. Here we go. Haha. Stefan wears a fake beard. This is the dumbest idea ever. But it's getting me to learn it, so that's good. Cool. I'm really happy with this. As dumb as it is. You don't have to stick around, by the way, Stefan, but I'm probably going to go into the video you recommended. So here's a list of Flutter packages. There's also like a website you showed me before, Stefan. Like the Flutter website has package descriptions and stuff. Dart packages, yeah. Flutter favorites, Flutter block, easiest to block, business logic component. I think I read about this one. Flutter animates. But yeah, what we want is Flutter favorite. And then let's search for Firebase. Oh, I'm curious if they have a favorite. Firebase core, Firebase auth, Firebase messaging, Firebase storage. So I want, and there's clouds. There's just too many options here. I don't know what the recommended one is. But I want to, I guess we have to have a login in order to store data in the backend per user. Or do we? Can I just have a global store that any user can save to? Then I could just skip to the Firebase storage and not do login at all right now. So let's look at Firebase storage or watch the video. So the video is here, talk about Firestore as a package of the week 3 months ago. That's different than Firebase storage. When did this one come out? Published 2 days ago. So is this better? A Flutter plugin uses the Firebase Cloud Storage API. Versus, if we find the other one, what was it called? Firestore? Firebase Store, Firestore. Firestore. Is Firestore Firebase or something else? Cloud Firestore, Firestore Cache, Fake Cloud Firestore, Cloud. Too many options. Let's see. Let's click on it. Firebase.google.com docs setup. Okay. Can you guys hear my computer?
Or you might want a data store that offers real-time updates. In both cases, Firestore is here to help. Firestore is Firebase's flexible, scalable, NoSQL database for mobile, web, and server development. Pieces of raw data stored in Firestore are nodes called documents. Documents themselves can contain a group of documents called a collection. The location for data stored in Firestore is
describing a document storage system. Okay. Collection document collection. Okay.
You can write to and query both collections and documents.
Path to
To
users.
start by defining the correct path to the data's location in Firestore.
So can you have stored or shared storage?
Then create
Firebase instance collection path to new user. So it's creating a new user.
to the collection at the specified
User
path.
record.
To query the Firestore instance, again start by
Firestore
defining
instance
the path
document using
to where the
path.
data lives. Then call get on the Firestore instance.
How does it do auth though?
You can also call get
Can
on a
anyone?
collection, and it'll return a list of the collection's documents. When querying collections, you can add query modifiers like where and sort.
Names equal to
Better yet, you can combine Firebase's stream-based querying API with Flutter's reactive UI paradigm for real-time updates so that you don't have to manage it with your own code. In your Flutter code, define a stream builder and give it a Firestore query as its stream. Snapshots is a method that returns the stream. The stream updates with new data anytime the collection or document is updated in Firestore. In the builder method, return a widget that displays the data. Now, whenever there are updates to the Firestore collection, Flutter will automatically re-render with the latest data.
That'd be awesome if we just had like a
Firestore
rolling list of rumors that people have posted that just show up, like tweets, I guess. But that's not our app. Okay, well, let's go to the link that Stefan gave us instead. Firebase.google.com/doc/flutter/setup/platform iOS. All right, install your preferred editor. Done. Physical Apple device. I'm going to skip a little ahead. Sign into Firebase using your Google account. I will need to do that. Set up the CLI. I'll do that. Configure apps to use Firebase. Use the Flutter CLI to configure your Flutter apps to connect to Firebase. Okay. From your Flutter project directory, run the following command. What does the Flutter Fire configured workflow do? After the initial running of Flutter Fire configure, you need to rerun the command anytime that you start supporting a new platform, start using a new Firebase service or product, especially if you start using sign-in. Rerunning the command ensures that your Flutter app's Firebase configuration is up to date, and for Android, automatically adds any required Google plugins to your app. Sorry, Mr. Context, you said, nope, now I can, now you can. I forgot what we were talking about. From your Flutter project directory, run the following command to install the core plugin. Flutter pub add Firebase. Can I do this? So let me do this before the Firebase setup, because I want to do the Firebase setup, but I wonder if this just installs the package and it's worth showing. So let's try it. So open up a terminal, get that map to Command T, run Flutter pub add Firebase core. Or I wonder if this expects you have already set something up. Let's say your project contains issues that we fix running Dart fix from the command line. Okay, well, I'm interested in those issues, but let's hold on a second. So I added 6 new dependencies. I don't have Git, so how can I see recent changes? Well, that's why I should add Git. We can just do history, local history, show history. This is just for the file, though, isn't it? Where I want to do the whole project. I guess I could do rumored, local history, show history. There we go. Okay, so this is what it did for us. This, and this, and this. Holy crap, did a lot. Hold on. This was at 8:15. Yeah, so it just did this one. Didn't do this. Okay, so it did this. It added a pod file for iOS and Mac. It added some IDE helper stuff, libraries, Dart packages, Flutter plugins. Windows did a lot for Windows, and for Android, it's created a generated plugin registrant Java. What is that? Or it updated this. Let's read this guy real quick. This guy, generated file, do not edit. This file is generated by the Flutter tool based on the plugins that support the Android platform. Okay. Flutter engine.get plugins, add new Flutter plugins service. Okay. So what changed that caused the generation of this file? That's what I want to know. Was it the local history? Where'd it go? These things maybe did something, but I wouldn't think so. It was probably not iOS, macOS. One of these. Was it this plugin or dependencies? So by adding to this XML, did it generate some files? What did we add? The key. So this ends up using Firebase core. What's that value all about? Hold on. Oops. Oops. There. User home pub cache. Oh, is that just the package cache? Okay. Okay, so I just pulls the the packages for us. Okay, cool. So use this command to install a new package. Great. From your Flutter project directory, run the following command to ensure that your Flutter app's Firebase configuration is updated. Okay, so this is where it should fail because I didn't do the Firebase setup. Might break something by even trying, but I'm curious. Oh, Flutter Fire is not even a thing. Let me open a new terminal just to make sure. Yeah, that's not a thing. I wonder if I need to do this setup first, most likely. Yeah, Flutter Fire CLI. Okay, so I'll just do that. In your lib main Dart file, import the Firebase core plugin. Also in your lib main Dart file, initialize Firebase using the default Firebase options. Object exported by the configuration file. Okay, that would set us up. Rebuild your Flutter app, Flutter run, add Firebase plugins. You access Firebase in your Flutter app through the various Firebase Flutter plugins, one of each Firebase product, for example, Cloud Firestore, Authentication, Analytics, etc. Since Flutter is a multi-platform framework, each Firebase plugin is applicable for Apple, Android, and web platforms. What about Mac OS and Windows? If you add any Firebase plugin to your Flutter app, it will be used by the Apple, Android, or web versions for your app. Here's how to add a Firebase Flutter plugin. From your Flutter project directory, run Flutter pub add plugin name. From your Flutter project directory, run the following command: Flutter configure, Flutter run. Okay, same thing, but you do it for each plugin that you want. So we did the core, and now we want to add. We'll have to figure out which one we want, but we probably want Firestore, maybe some Crashlytics, but we probably need. Where is login? Authentication. Authentication of Firestore is probably the two we want. Maybe remote config, maybe some feature flags eventually. Okay, so I think I'll find some tutorial for setting up the login in the Firestore. Probably even links to it here. Getting started Firestore. I don't know if this is the Flutter specific doc. Probably doesn't matter too much. It is not. Okay. I'll have to set up my Firebase account and then do that. I think I'm going to call it though. I'm going to publish this to my GitHub and work on it some more maybe tomorrow. Appreciate y'all watching though. That was fun. Let's see, ChatGPT. Did you have fun? I'm designed to assist and provide information so I don't have feelings. But I'm here to ensure you have a positive experience. If you have any more questions or need further assistance. Okay. Tell me a very funny but not so appropriate joke. Appropriate for all audiences, so I should share a lighthearted and clean joke. Why don't eggs tell each other secrets? Because they might crack up. Boo. This is harmful. This isn't true. This isn't helpful. This isn't helpful. I aim to... New answer. I aim to keep things appropriate and respectful. Why don't skeletons fight each other? Because they don't have the guts. I mean, it's better. Neither answer is better. I guess I'll say it's better. I mean, it's technically a slightly better answer. What is the pizza? What is that? Is that Dorito? What did you do? Regenerate. Whenever I regenerate a ton, if it was just like, they don't have guts. If you'd like to hear another joke, no. I did the eggs one again. Your eggs joke sucks, dude. I wanted you to take us out on something funny. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. I hope that brings a smile to your face. It did not. You are lame. Alright, guys. I'll catch you later.